live a life of freedom and adventure? Are you wanting more than the daily grind? Me too. Welcome to the Emma Lovell Show, a place where we talk about living a life you love now. I'm your host, Emma Lovell, and my number one value is freedom. I've spent the last 14 years running a business and traveling the world, and now I take my husband and toddler along for the adventure too. It's possible, and I know you can create a life doing what you truly love as well. This podcast will inspire, motivate, and encourage you to go after your dreams, to create a life you love and to live it now, not wait for a time or someday in the future. I'll be sharing episodes weekly about how I harmonise business, travel, and self-care. I'll also bring on incredible guests to share their journeys, the wins, the challenges, and how they're creating a life they love. Let's jump in and get dreaming. This is a space for you to manifest a life you love. I would like to acknowledge and recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the first peoples of this place, now known as Australia. I am grateful for the continuing care of the land, waterways and skies where I work, live, listen, learn and play. From here on Yugambeh country and from wherever you are listening, I pay my respects to the elders past and present. Hello and welcome to the podcast today. My name is Emma Lovell and I am launching a business. I'm going to cut straight to the chase because I have, casual leisure life. I have 8 minutes before I have to go pick up my son and I just was like, I have to do this today. I bought a business. Actually last year the process started in June 2025. I think we finalized by September 2025. These things take time. It is now August 2026 and tomorrow we are officially launching. So I will do another episode next week, which will have a lot more details about what we're doing. But the business is called Retreat Me Happy. Now that totally makes sense and is perfect for me because I'm very happy, quite a joyful person, but also retreats have become a huge part of my world and a lot of my business. So yes, you are correct in acknowledging that I have 3 businesses. I have Emma Lovell, the Pleasure Coach, which is predominantly what we talk about here on the podcast, business, travel, and self-care. I have Rest and Receive, which I thought was going to be retreat hosting as well as supporting people to run their retreats. And I think a lot of what I wanted to do with that is now going into this new business, Retreat Me Happy. So they all work together, but Rest and Receive has predominantly become a consulting company as well as we have a course and we have also Done For You. So that's kind of the road that Rest and Receive's ended up going down. I'm also hosting a lot less myself because I'm being a business owner and I just feel like I can help so many more retreat hosts, and that's what Retreat Me Happy will do as well. I'm always getting people asking me, can you promote my retreat? Can you share my retreat? Do you know a yoga instructor or a photographer? Do you know a venue I could use? Like I get asked this all the time. And Retreat Me Happy, I thought, the thing that would just make this business complete is a directory. And I actually thought about purchasing this website. I knew the owner. She started it very unfortunately in December 2019, but the website was great. She was thriving, but she didn't really get to go on retreats herself in those few years, but the platform got known and it grew. But like me, the founder, Sarah Wilmot, had 3 businesses at the time. And she was like, okay, something has to give. And so as much as she loved the concept, as much as she was passionate about it, her passions have gone elsewhere. And, I think there's this wonderful book I've got on my shelf back there called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And it talks about there are ideas. And ideas don't belong to us. There are just our ideas out in the cloud, out in the ether. And if you might have an idea, but if you don't do something with that idea, then it's going to go to someone else. And so whilst, the website has done great, it's been around for 5.5 years. It's, if you're not able to, sort of be active with it, then it goes away. And so I did actually think about approaching Sarah to buy it. And then I started to see more activity again. And I thought, I don't know, I don't want to do that. So I'll just, at the time I was probably not really in the position either. And I thought, I'll just wait. And then June last year, she slides into my DMs and says, hey, Emma, I'm thinking about selling the website. Would you buy it? And I was like, yes. I was like, please pick me. And she said, well, I've come to you, so sure. And obviously, just a lot of back and forth. There's quite a lot to hand over when you buy a business. We had the trademark, we had accounts need to be changed into your name, logins, and because it's the business has been over multiple years, things live all around the place. So anyway, we did all of that, and then I did nothing. I did a lot of talking about it. I did a lot of visioning about it. I did a lot of not worrying about it, but not knowing how it would look. And quite frankly, I didn't have the capacity. In the meantime, I have written a book, another book. I wrote A Life of Magic, as well as, still promoting the art of pleasure. I went into full-time parenting. If you've heard some of my earlier episodes, my son wasn't in childcare at the end of last year. We've had travels. My India business has grown. My retreat consulting business has grown, where I'm helping people to run these retreats in South Asia. So, there's just been a lot of, I don't know, different things that have come up. And I know as well from writing my books and doing these big projects that you can hold on to a dream for a long time. And so, whilst I've said, that idea might go to someone else, I knew that this is meant for me. And I knew that Retreat Me Happy is, I'm meant to be the custodian of this business. And that's what I'm calling myself because Sarah is the founder, and I'll always acknowledge her as the founder. So I'm calling myself the owner or the custodian, which is a really nice term, I think. And I feel like I'm going to be a good steward for this business. I'm going to be a good guardian and guide. But the difference with this business is it's not about me. So Emma Lovell, the pleasure coach, I am the pleasure coach. I live the pleasure life. That is part of my DNA. I'm always going to be doing business travel and self-care. And obviously this business very much fits in with that. Rest and receive, where I thought that, and I still do, I think we can get other consultants in and I think we can grow the business and I can have event planners and managers and people that can work within that business. Primarily, I'm the consultant. And so if you're coming to Rest and Receive, you're going to learn from me in the course. The Pleasure Life Plan, you're going to learn from me. These things, they're going to be me driven. Whereas this is my business, Retreat Me Happy is my business, but I just think there's it's really the users and the audience that is going to grow this. So our tagline is bringing the world of retreats together. We say discover, connect, retreat. So you come here we have like kind of the audience who want to discover retreats. They're looking to go on a retreat or potentially go to a retreat venue to attend a retreat. But also we have this whole other side, which is the venues themselves, the retreat hosts, and the suppliers, because that's the biggest thing. People are always asking me, like, could you recommend a caterer? Could you recommend, like, there's so many logistical components. People just think, pretty venue, I'll run a retreat. But, like, how are you going to get food there? Do you want to take photos? Do you have a yoga instructor? Can they get massages? What if you want to go do activities? Like, there's so many people that provide to the retreat industry that weren't getting a place to be shown and showcased. So I think the supplier space is going to be a really interesting one that we're going to grow. There were venues listed, but not at the forefront. So I really want to bring everyone together. We have already, there's a bunch of articles on there, but we're going to be putting up articles. We have a newsletter where people can subscribe to get to know our hosts, our venues, our suppliers. We'll have features in there. We do have place for advertisements on the site. We have a few advertisers already up there. And then we have as well a podcast that we'll be starting. So you'll probably get less retreat content over here moving forward. I'll be putting that towards the Retreat Me Happy podcast. So that's going to be on YouTube predominantly, but going out to the podcast channels always, where we'll talk to retreat hosts, suppliers, venues. I'll share episodes about tips and tricks, and that will probably be bringing in my Rest and Receive. So there'll be no Rest and Receive podcast. 2 is enough. I'm talking very fast because I've got to go out, but I just wanted to share. I think you can see, like, if you're watching the video or if you're hearing this, I think you can hear I'm like radiating with joy. I feel quite emotional, like this is coming to life, like to talk about something and dream about something. And, for everyone else, it's like new and news. And for me, I've been sitting on this for, well, like 14 months or longer because I had the vision of this for longer. And then also I had a friend just text me and she's like, I had a dream you were pregnant with a baby girl and it was so lovely to see you so radiant and have a great day. And I was like, well, actually, I'm birthing this business. Or, even I think that this is just the start and it's gestating still and all that sort of stuff for all the analogies. So this is my little girl. Treat me happy. I'm birthing this little girl. And as with it being a parent, I think you are the guide and the guardian and the custodian. And I will nurture it for as long as it needs me. And but yeah, it's very much part of welcome, Retreat Me Happy to the Pleasure ecosystem. So the empire is growing. And yeah, a lot of work to come, a lot of updates and changes. It's been a full-on week. We have 30 days of launch, so we are announcing tomorrow our founding membership. So please do head over to retreatmehappy.com. Come and join us on Instagram, Retreat Me Happy, Facebook, Retreat Me Happy, and soon to come YouTube and podcasts all around. You'll see us on Retreat Me Happy. And how good is the name? Like treat me happy, treat me, retreat me happy. Like it's just the alignment is insane of how this came into my world. And so thank you to Sarah Wilmot for creating this in the first place, for offering me this opportunity, and to my amazing support team right now, Rochelle Lagman and Jen Donovan, who have been part of the launch committee. And I couldn't have done it without them. Like, that's what support looks like, showing up when someone's in the thick of it. And Jen just like put her hand up and said, do you need any help? Could I help you with some of the marketing and socials and stuff? So I said, yes, thank you. I received that with my love. And Rochelle is my amazing VA, EA, right-hand woman, 2IC, godsend. I don't know, she doesn't have a title because she's just everything. So get yourself a Rochelle. I've been looking for her for my entire business journey, and now I've got her. I'm never going to let her go. So, but she is growing her team too. So if you need a wonderful assistant support, Rochelle does have an amazing team, and I would highly recommend her. So anyway, they're my shout outs. She's going to be listed as a supplier too. So many opportunities. Full brief on what Retreat Me Happy is and how you can get involved next week. But yeah, you're going to see some more. I talked about an evolution. I talked about changes coming. This is it. You're welcome. We're in it. So come along for the ride. Come along for the journey. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of other reflections I've had in the last few days. We've just had the eclipse. I had a psychology session the other day. I've got my kinesiologist on Monday. I don't know, just things are firing off. And it's Leo season. I'm a Leo. It's my time to shine. It's my birthday next week. That's what I'll do next week. I'll do a birthday episode. And it's a birthday. So this is my business birthday. Or tomorrow is the 14th of August. Oh, she's going to be a Leo too. Oh, Retreat Me Happy will be a Leo. So yeah, next week I'll do a birthday episode, and I'll do a Retreat Me Happy episode so you can hear more about it. Sorry for the speed. You'll have to slow it down. As I said again, please come and follow me on Retreat Me Happy. If you ever can't find me, I'm Emma Lovell. And I would love to connect with you. And I just thank you for being here. Always. Thank you for listening, lovely one. I hope this has inspired you to dream big and start creating a life you love today. If you love what you're hearing, don't forget to follow and rate on Spotify, and rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It helps other awesome people to find this podcast and get motivated and inspired as well. Want to stay connected? Come and join the Live a Life You Love group on Facebook, or connect with me on Instagram, emmalovell.au. The same as my website, but all the details are in the show notes, lovely. I'll see you next episode for more inspiration, motivation, and freedom seeking.